Over 2,000 farmers are set to benefit from the expansion of Ahero Irrigation scheme in Kano Plains, Kisumu County. The expansion that began in 2019 is being implemented by the National Irrigation Authority and targets to put about 2,500 acres of land under irrigation in Bega and Kobongo by end of 2021.
We requested that this place here, which was a forest, it was a grazing field, be incorporated into Ahero irrigation scheme. It has come as a dream that has been incorporated into the scheme. So we are happy. If you can see, the people are working. All this was a forest, and we have cleared the trees up to the factory, and it is now a scheme.
The Multimillion expansion project is expected to improve the economic status of an area that has for the longest time been affected by raging floods from the nearby River Nyando or backflow from Lake Victoria.
Currently, for the last 2 years, we have more than 5,000 acres of new expansion sites within the Lake Victoria Basin and technically within Ahero and West Kano irrigation schemes. We also have plans in future for further expansion by another 5,000 acres once the Koru-Soin Dam is completed.
More than 600 farmers have already taken up crop production on about 1,000 acres at the Mbega scheme, and the expectations are high ahead of the harvesting season.
The farmer has benefited quite very well, and each farmer who has a holding of 4 acres is able to get comfortably up to 500,000 Kenya shillings in a season, unlike before. So this scheme, the economy of this region, you can see every season, these farmers are able to generate up to 1.5 billion to feed into the local economy.
We are sure of getting what we call good yield. The small yield that we get from these farms, we are sure that at the end of the day, it will either get something called school fees, food.
In Kobongo scheme, the farmers have shifted from the norm, which is rice farming, and are now practicing crop diversification, which will be a major boost to food security in the area.
Mchele inataka mali ambaye maji inaweza kuwa. Na hapa ni mali tu ya horticulture. Sahii tuko na mahindi, tunapanda kitu kama mahindi, green gram, mboga, miwa pia tuko naye hapa, cotton. Pia tutakuwa tukipanda mahindi ikitoka, green gram ikitoka kwa miezi mitatu minne kama ni mingi. Wakulima watakuwa na pesa kwa mfuko.
We want to optimize what we have installed as irrigation facilities in this scheme. You realize in this scheme, once the farmers harvest rice, we do a land preparation immediately for alternative crops. So we have diversified in terms of production in the scheme. Once they harvest rice, we have linked some of them to large-scale contract buyers, for instance, soybeans, green grams, and sorghum. So the farmers have picked up the process very well, and that's why you see their income has almost doubled.
Ahero irrigation scheme, which was operationalized in 1969, is a major contributor to the country's food basket, and the expansion is expected to increase the rice production by another 11,000 metric tons per harvesting season.
This Ahero is not the way it was 10 years ago. It is now, if you go to Ahero market, it is a more than 3 billion revolving economy, meaning a lot of money is there. But if you pull out irrigation, Ahero town remains a shell.
The expansion is also a source of employment to the local community members who previously engaged in fishing and other economic activities.
Nilikuwa nikitafuta kibarua mbali, na kwa sasa hivi tuko na kazi hapa karibu. Hii kibarua imeshanisaidia kwa sababu nikisha kuja ninapata pesa, ninalisha watoto wangu, tena ninapata hata pesa, ninalipia watoto school fees.
Wanyalo yudo pitho, to wapitho gi per day inyalo chulwa 250 ka wapitho. Ka wadoyo wanyalo wagi 300. Pesa ma wayudo e mchele nyalo konyowa gi tije matindo. Wanyalo yudo kaka wachiemo, wanyalo yudo kaka wachulo ne nyithindo school fees, gik matindo tindo. Wanyalo yudo kaka wachulo kata table banking gi.
The source of water for the two expansion projects is River Nyando, from which water flows by gravity through canals. However, some of the infrastructure is under threat due to perennial floods that hit the area. The Deputy General Manager Irrigation Services at the National Irrigation Authority, Daniel Atula, notes that there is need to foster partnerships that ensure there is good infrastructure and wholesome growth when it comes to expanding areas under irrigation.
The National Irrigation Authority core mandate is basically infrastructure development, and therefore we would be keen on installing infrastructure that ranges from abstraction of water to conveyance of this water to application of this water in the land. By so doing, we create the opportunity for production. And in production, then there is need for other players now to come on board. Of course, there's the beneficiary farmer, and then there are other players who would need to come on board.
The expansion also targets areas such as West Kano and Southwest Kano irrigation schemes, and the residents of this area are now optimistic that their livelihoods will change for the better. For Chams Media, I am Felix Maringa.